Final Fantasy XIV is a game which prides itself on being an interactive weeb simulator, appealing to the lowest common denominator of degenerates, who spend the majority of their time playing dress-up, unironically posting on Twitter, or going mentally insane. Now to an onlooker, these look like the type of people you should never associate with. But in actuality, these horny players are having a much better time than you are. But that begs the question. If these types of players are having so much fun hanging around in Limsa with their skimpily clothed waifus, doing literally nothing, then why is there so much drama surrounding players quitting FF14 then? Did the game suddenly take a drastic turn for the worse? Did the developers do something which pissed off a large majority of the player base? Well, it just turns out that people are just burned out from playing the damn thing. And I can fully understand why. I can only do so many reclears before I want to burn everything down. I'm not sure if you've realised, but FF14 isn't actually a paradise. In fact, it's a furry's wet dream. Pfft, no wonder people are running away. Hell, even I like the game. But you furry bastards corrupt everything you touch. But seriously, there's been a massive movement of content creators quitting FF14. With the content ranging from being elaborate shitposts to being full-on criticisms. From Savix, the rank 1 Retribution Paladin, explaining his lack of motivation to log in and to play, to, who is this guy again? Now on the side of the criticisms, I can fully understand their grievances. We are in a content lull, after all, where it feels like there's not much to do, not much reason to log on, where your sanity has grown frail and the content stale. I may enjoy logging on and seeing these cat girls in the Limsa with their 2B leggings and their basic bitch face, but eventually you just reach a point where you just get sick of them, just like playing any other game. But with the way some of these videos are constructed, you'll think that FF14 is on its deathbed, that it's on a downward spiral to its own demise. But have we really reached that point? Did I really invest over 100 hours into a game that's actually dog shit? Yes, I did. We are talking about Genshin Impact, right? On the case of FF14, there are two major problems. The first one is pretty obvious: burnout. Whether you're an ERP or a bullmug who's tired of being diagnosed with a newly discovered STD every 5 minutes, or a hardcore raider who's tired of seeing the game they love a bit too much get turned into a homogenized mess. If that's you, then I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up hating the game. We've all been there. But that isn't exclusive to FF14. Yeah, honestly, it really doesn't matter what game you play. Be it FF14, World of Warcraft, Arknights, Genshin Impact, or even frickin' Nekopara. It really does not matter. If you keep treating the game like it's a second job, Genshin, you are going to get bored playing it. Is that really such an egregious statement to make? If I forced myself to re-clear these raids every single week, not only would I want to quit altogether, but I would probably end up having a mental breakdown considering all the horrors I see. Yeah, PF bad, bottom text. Although now that I think about it, burnout in FF14 feels extremely more excruciatingly painful. I mean, think back to Shadowbringers. At this point during the expansion, the developers would have spoon-fed us with teasers for the next expansion, be it a sneak peek into its story, or further insight into how they're unnecessarily reworking your favourite job. Monk mains in shambles. Nice positionals you got there. At that point, we had things constantly giving us something to look forward to, but for Endwalker, it feels like we're in a barren desert, to be honest. With 6.0 concluding the 10-year-old saga of My Chemical Romance, and a 6-point patch story is focusing on a standalone arc featuring not Xenos, the new wait for information is slowly killing my soul. Oh yes, I said there were two reasons. The second reason is far more debatable, and it's a lack of rewards, a lack of incentive. There are many things I want to do in the game, but I just don't. Not because I'm lazy or anything, but because there's no real tangible reward associated with doing them. A good example of this is PvP. I love PvP. It's the only area in the game where I'm legally allowed to be toxic. I heckin' love crystalline conflict. I love one-shotting unsuspecting newcomers with the funny button, but I just can't bring myself to play it. Not because I don't feel incentivized to play it, but because the Q ladder in my data center is fricking dead. Outside of Q syncing with my friends, there's no real way for me to play ranked CC. The majority of high-end players have straight up disappeared. Because it just so happens that having the exact same reward for every single season isn't a good enough draw for players to bash their head into a wall for hours on end. Surprising, I know. You want another example? Ass. Not that kind. I meant another Sildar Subterrane, or ASS for short. You want a bit more spice in your 4-man dungeon? Well, Yoshi's got you covered. This piece of content is a massive departure from what has previously been established, which is cool. But after clearing it once, there isn't really any reason to do it again, which isn't so cool. Now I know this is an intentional design choice, to stop you feeling like you have to run it, but it's also a double-edged sword, because this mindset bleeds into other aspects of the game, like PvP, a game mode which needs a good population of players to keep it active. Well, at this point, the only thing I can say in conclusion is that I hope it gets better. It won't, but a little optimism never hurt anyone, I think. If you're seriously burnt out from playing FF14, the only thing I can really say is, take a break. FF14 isn't a game which demands your full attention. This isn't WoW, people. Oh wait, I can't make that joke anymore. Just stop playing, XD. When you decide to come back, you'll just see the game waiting for you. The more you keep forcing yourself to play, the more you'll end up hating the game. You don't want to be a League player, do you?